preparing for my 4th professional bout and my 2nd professional boxing match in Iowa City.
Yeah, on Friday, September 11th, we're promoting our own boxing show, All Pro. We're going to have both my sister and I are going to have fights, and we're going to have a bunch of men's pro bouts too, and a Muay Thai exhibition.
No one is happier than the headliners, Katy and Emily Klinefelter. The Iowa City sisters were getting in some final work when we caught up with them today. Both have numerous amateur fights and titles, but this will mark Katy's pro debut and Emily's 2nd fight as a pro. Both are looking forward to fighting on home turf.
We're just super excited. We've been waiting for this for a long time. It's always been our dream to be able to fight here at home, and we at first never thought it was possible because there's never any boxing around here.
There's always like the hometown advantage, but that's just having everyone there cheering me on will be great.
It's similar and it's different. I wasn't wearing any headgear. That was my first time not wearing headgear, and I wear small 8-ounce gloves. And you can feel that it's different, but fighting is fighting.
Say typically I'm more of a finesse fighter, but lately I've been liking the brawling, so hopefully you'll get to see a little bit of both. The last fights we've had were really successful, I'd say, for the first fights being held in Iowa City in like 50 years. And then there's also been MMA shows at the same place at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. So I think now that people know about it, more people will show up.
Also, this year's card I think is going to be a lot better than our show, our pro boxing show last year, because we're going to have a lot more fights. We're going to have maybe up to 10 fights.
More fights and more local fighters as well. Before there were fighters from Nebraska, New York, Texas, I don't know. But here there's fighters from Dubuque, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, and so they'll be bringing in their fan base as well.
Emily and Katy Klinefelter both had distinguished amateur careers. 24-year-old Emily won a combined 14 international or national titles, while 20-year-old Katy captured 4 national championships. Although both Klinefelter sisters are pursuing degrees in higher education, they both take their boxing seriously.
So it is tough to balance school and boxing, but as long as you make them priorities, it's more just establishing what those are and then making time for them. So it does cut in a little bit to social life, and it does cut into other things that you want to do, just hanging out and laying around, free time, whatever. But in the end, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I just graduated in the spring with a master's in accounting, and yeah, I'd say there's a bit of a sacrifice, but I love boxing and training, and school is obviously important too. And I'd say what suffers for me probably is social life and TV. I don't watch much TV.
And I have to say, though, it's more important, I think, for us as female fighters, because there's a lot less chance that we will be able to make a living with just professional boxing. So we have to make sure we stay focused on our school so we can have something a lot more profitable to fall back on.
Well, John Sears is here now, and am I reading this correctly?
You are.
Women's boxing in Iowa City.
Yeah, that's right. For the first time in a long time, professional boxing returned to Iowa City, and the Klinefelter sisters did not disappoint. Emily and Katy had the crowd rocking. See their dominating fights next in sports right here on TV9.
One of the most difficult things in pro boxing is that there's just so few female competitors out there. So we're having a really difficult time finding an opponent. So we really don't know what weight it's going to be. You know, we could have to, at the last minute, cut 5 more pounds, or we could have to go up in weight and fight someone bigger. So kind of just the uncertainty of what you're going to go up against it's a kind of a big challenge.
I have a lot of respect for 2 sisters in particular in Iowa City, because like I told you, I can't even get through a kickboxing class. How do they do that?
I don't want to get in a ring with them. I can tell you that personally, just from seeing them last night.
I'd say it depends, usually between 2 to 3 hours a day, total gym time. But it really depends on the day. Sometimes I'll just be in here for an hour, sometimes I'll just go on a run. So you really have to listen to your body and make sure you're not overtraining, first of all, but also that you're getting enough time in to be prepared and have the training that you need to have a good fight.
Well, you definitely get more strict with your diet, and you probably, increase the running. You do. Just try to get your weight right where it's supposed to be, and also just like conditioning drills. You really want your conditioning in top shape, and we'll also be increasing our sparring up until the fight too.
But a few days before, you'll cut back on everything to taper, so you are 100% for your fight and you're not drained.
I'd say right now we're probably spending more time on like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu just because we've boxed for 8 or 9 years. So we really have that ingrained into us by now. So we don't need that much practice to keep our skills up with the boxing, whereas we've only been training for mixed martial arts for about a year. So there's still a ton for us that we need to learn.
Yeah. And boxing, once you've been doing it for so long, 8, 9 years, 10 years, I don't even know, but it's more fine-tuning. So it's not that you're learning completely new skill sets, whereas when you get into mixed martial arts, you got the whole ground game, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, you have Muay Thai with elbows, knees, and kicks, and that's an entirely new game. So the learning curve is much steeper than it is for boxing for us right now. I definitely would like to travel still, and if you could get a good deal where they're not just bringing you over to get beat up, which is what happens a lot of times, then I would definitely be up for it.
Actually, for women right now, that's kind of the most we could hope for, is because
it's a lot more popular in Europe.
And Germany and like Japan, they pay really good purses there, a lot more than the United States. So one of the goals is to just build our records up and get enough experience that we can go over there and put up a good fight and make a good payday. So hopefully that will be in our future. I guess the only thing I'd like to say is that this time we're promoting the entire boxing card. So if we can be successful and we can draw enough people, we want to keep doing these things. And we're not even really trying to we're not trying to get rich or anything. We're just trying to break even so that we can keep doing these, because it's hard for us to get fights. And if we can put fights on locally, that's really optimal, because everyone wants to fight in front of their hometown crowd. So hope everyone comes out and sees us and supports us. I think everyone would enjoy it.
7 p.m. Johnson County Fairgrounds, September 11th.